UFC 268, we have Usman versus Covington, but down the card on the main event still is Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. This is going to be epic. Before we get into the video, guys, just remember, subscribe to the channel if you are new, like the video if you do enjoy it. Let's get into it. Right guys, let's start with Michael Chandler. He's got 2 fights in the UFC. One was super impressive against Dan Hooker, which I backed Dan Hooker in that fight. I think a lot of UFC fans in particular, rather than other organisations, backed Hooker in that. I'm a fan of all of them, but I still thought Hooker had enough, especially after going to war with Poirier, that he'd shown me that he can deal with someone like Michael Chandler, who, you know, Michael Chandler is a 2 or 3, I want to say 3-time Bellator champion, beating people like Eddie Alvarez and Benson Hendersons and these sort of guys. He's elite level, right? He's mid-30s, 34, 35, I want to say. He's an absolute tank of a human. He's in incredible physical condition. McGregor would describe him as a stocky wrestler with an overhand, right? As he did Chad Mendes, I'm sure. But he's so much more than that. He is so powerful. He has the speed, cardio. He is an extremely good wrestler. But he has extremely good technical striking. He's not just an overhand right guy. He caught Dan Hooker with a left, cut the octagon off. He uses pressure better than most of these lightweights coming in. He's got an absolute pitbull blitz to him, you know what I mean? When I say he's like a pitbull, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. When he comes out the gate, he just goes. He's a rocket, straight. As soon as the ref goes fight, he's in your face within half a second, and you better mind your P's and Q's when he's there. Obviously, he came up short against Charles Oliveira, but he had Charles Oliveira in a world of trouble in that first round. And Charles is no joke, been in the UFC for so long, was on that incredible win streak. I think it was 8 at the time, now it's 9. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I haven't got time right now to look it up, but top of my head. Charles, phenomenal in that second round, and absolute pieced him. And in my opinion, I think Chandler got lazy. I think he got lazy with his striking, he left his chin exposed. He got caught with an absolute beautiful combination from Charles. I don't think he loses much stock in that fight, to be honest. I know it was second fight for a world title. A lot of people are upset, but it was only because he only got it because Poirier declined it. Poirier went, I'm going to go for some money because I know I can beat up Conor McGregor again, which he did. And you know, Justin's getting his chance now against Oliveira. Check that video out, guys. But for me, Chandler didn't lose any stock. I think Chandler is an absolute bully. I reckon he can do so much in this division and possibly win the belt. Because Khabib is gone, there's a lot of opportunity here for the gold to swap hands. I think a lot of people will agree with that. I think Charles Oliveira, as wicked as it is that he's champion, and as awesome as that is story-wise for someone's life and for the UFC fans and whoever, I don't see him holding on to the belt long. Chandler could rip it from him if they got a rematch. He could rip it from Poirier. He could rip it from anybody. And this is why this fight against Justin Gaethje is so exciting. Vic, Barboza, Cerrone, Ferguson, all names Gaethje had beat the shit out of before he got to Khabib. Now, Khabib, this was one of his most impressive victories for me because everyone who watches my videos will know that I backed everyone to beat Khabib at all times. I always wanted Khabib's puzzle solved. No one could do it. Checkmate. You know, I got done every time. I really thought Gaethje was the one. Those leg kicks he landed on Khabib, Khabib's just, you know, poker faced them the whole way and stuck to his game plan and ragdolled Gaethje. Gaethje's gas tank in all previous fights looked phenomenal. Against Khabib, he was... Look at the pictures of him from the second round. I'll try and find one. But he was absolutely drained. He looked like he'd run 3 marathons in 10 minutes. That kind of... He just defeated. I can't touch this guy. I'm not hurting him. How? Going into that fight, everybody thought Gaethje could knock Khabib out. But would he be able to get to him and avoid that wrestling? Everyone said, oh, he has the defensive wrestling. Gaethje's bragging about his wrestling even though he's never used it in MMA. Khabib out-wrestled him. He grappled him, ragdolled him to the ground, as he does everyone. It's the same old story. And then not only did he submit him, he swapped submissions halfway through. He went from an armbar to a triangle because he didn't want to break the arm in front of the parents of Gaethje. It's just... So, does Gaethje lose stock for you because he lost to Khabib? No. I think both of these guys are literally... Chandler, Gaethje, Poirier, Oliveira those 4 guys are the best in the division. And then you have the Fergusons and the Connors now, and in my opinion. So we've got a lot of bad blood here in this fight as well. They've been going back and forth on social media, interviews, all sorts. You know, Michael Chandler's been as respectful as you can be, saying, look, I don't like him, but he respects the hell out of him. He's an incredible fighter, great competitor. This is going to be an absolute war. Gaethje saying, I'm the king of violence. You know, all this doesn't go, you know, all of it. Look at the statistics. You know, he's got, what, 9 bonuses in 7 fights or something in the UFC. He's the only person to do this sort of numbers. And this has first round clash written all over it. I hope it goes longer than, say, 3 rounds. I really don't think it will. I think it's going to be an absolute first war destruction. They're both going to come out of the gates super angry, super ready to prove themselves. I'm the champion, waiting to happen. And Gaethje has Trevor Whitman in his corner, who is technically brilliant. You know, now he's doing Usman as well, and he's got Rose, and he's got a lot of good people behind him, which is why I'm starting to slide towards Gaethje on my you know, betting scale here. But I really don't know who could win this. It could be Gaethje, it could be Chandler, but it's absolutely mind-boggling, this fight, because the striking of Gaethje, what he did to Tony Ferguson, he could easily do to Michael Chandler. But Michael Chandler, is he as tough as Tony? There's so many attributes that Gaethje has not fought against yet, and same with Chandler. Has he fought someone with the kicking potential? Like, Benson Henderson is an elite level kicker. He really is. But he hasn't got the low kicks of Gaethje. You saw what Gaethje did to Poirier. And Tony, you know, Poirier said he was like 2 kicks off of like giving. Like, that was him. He could really snatch a win here, Gaethje. For me, I'm gonna go with probably the underdog in the fight, but I'm gonna go with Michael Chandler. I just like Michael Chandler. I like how he presents himself. I think he could come out the gates like he did against Oliveira and learn from those lessons of, you know, maybe just getting a bit sloppy after the first round. You know, he really could have won the belt there on his 2nd fight in the UFC, which is amazing, especially as people didn't rate him coming from Bellator. That, he's just a Bellator guy. There's a statistic out there, and I don't know how relevant it is to people, but loads of people love statistics. In non-title fights, Michael Chandler is 16 wins and no losses. Throw that out there for you. So guys, who do you think is going to win? Let us know in the comments below. Is it going to be Gaethje? Is it going to be Chandler? How is it going to be a decision? Is there going to be a KO? Is it going to be a first round war like I think? It's so up in the air, which is why this fight is so good, which is why I had to make this video. Remember guys, subscribe to the channel if you are new, like the video if you have enjoyed it, comment below, make sure you comment, share it around. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.